Well, today it is International Holocaust Remembrance Day.
About 50 Holocaust survivors attended ceremonies along with dozens of world leaders at Auschwitz in Poland, the site of the notorious Nazi death camp. This year marks 80 years since the liberation. About 1.1 million people were murdered there between 1940 to 1945. Survivors around the world spoke about needing to preserve the memory of what happened so that history does not repeat itself. A limited exhibit at the Center for Jewish History in New York City showcases the life and legacy of Anne Frank. It features a replica of the secret annex from the home in the Netherlands where the teenager and her family hid from the Nazis for years. The display includes handwritten notes from Anne Frank herself and translations of her diary in dozens of languages. The exhibit also includes a walk through the tragedy that was the rise of Hitler, leading to the murder of 6 million Jews. It runs through the end of April. There are dozens of Holocaust survivors living right here in our area.
Well, CBS News Philadelphia reporter Madeline Wright is speaking with a survivor in South Jersey on the lessons we can all learn from the Holocaust.
It was extremely scary.
90-year-old Nella Glick remembers the terrifying moment as a young child that she was forced to leave her home in Poland to avoid being captured by the Nazis.
There was constant shooting. I didn't know what was happening. I was crying constantly, and somebody would always put their hands over my mouth to make sure that I wouldn't be hurt.
For 5 years, Glick says she and her family hid in barns, attics, and forests because they were Jewish.
My sister and I were staying with a Christian family that told their neighbors that we were their nieces. We didn't look Jewish, we had blonde hair.
Glick was finally able to come out of hiding when World War II ended. Now a great-grandmother living in Marlton, she shares her story as a volunteer at the Esther Robb Holocaust Museum, which works to fight prejudice.
It's very emotional for me to be able to tell my story each time, but I feel it's so important that we keep the memory of all those that passed alive.
Glick's late husband, seen here as a boy, was a survivor of the Auschwitz concentration camp. On the 80th anniversary of the camp's liberation, Glick warns anti-Semitism is still a threat.
It's very frightening to me because it seems like we haven't learned anything. You still have all this hatred and bigotry going on.
Glick says she's grateful to be here to teach younger generations.
I've had hundreds of letters that I've received from students telling them how hearing my story has changed their lives.
She's working toward a future where all people accept each other regardless of their differences. In Cherry Hill, Madeline Wright, CBS News, Philadelphia.